Hello, I'm Frank Kanxi. This is The Wave. In the Malaysia-China Summit 2024, we see both countries vowing to drive digital transformation and AI growth. And of course, one of the Thai company also joining this summit to showcase their strategies in AI and fintechs. And joining me now, of course, is Ms. Dalad Tantiprasongchai, the COO and Chief International Business Officer of SCBX Public Company Limited. Thank you for your time, Khun Dalad.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So the first one, I think we have to talk about the general picture here. So what's the SCBX core strategy right now in the market?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I think SCBX, we have a long history that dates back to the SCB Bank, which is Thailand's oldest financial institution with a history of over 120 years old. About 3 years ago, we've made a structural decision to actually reorganize the way we manage our groups, and SCBX was then established as a group holding entity that then oversees our portfolio companies, with the SCB or Siam Commercial Bank being one of our portfolio company amongst others. So today we have businesses under our umbrella that covers financial services, digital lending, that covers businesses such as AutoX, which is a really fast-growing auto-based lending, Monix, which is a purely digital business on the lending side. We also have other businesses in securities such as InvestX, et cetera, et cetera. From a strategic perspective, the core reason why we made a strategic decision to transform the way we manage our group as a group holding company, whilst enabling our portfolio companies to pursue their individual strategies comes back to the fact that we are cognizant of a couple of things. We identified new growth areas where we believe there's significant S-curves ahead, and that are three key areas that we focus on. One is disruptive technology, two is digital assets, and third is climate and climate technologies. In order for us as a group to pursue all of these new strategic growth areas, we could not do that as just a bank. So we needed to go beyond banking, and hence the reason why SCBX was then established as a group holding company. So therefore, from a strategic standpoint, we see these three global pain points, which I mentioned earlier, technologies, which also include things such as the role of AI, both at work, but also in terms of how we transform our processes, how we better serve our customers, and then the whole kind of digital assets component that could kind of really innovate the way we look at asset classes, etc. And finally, the whole climate change underpinning a number of business opportunities within the climate domain.
So just want to understand, because you have the ambitious goal there, no matter it's climate change, no matter it's the expectation of fintech. One thing that we have to talk about is artificial intelligence in the market, because every company is trying to applying it into your business. So how about SCBX here?
We've made the notion of being an AI-first organization a very important strategic ambition, and also a strategic play for SCBX as a whole. We have partnered with Microsoft, and we are actually Microsoft's Thailand strategic partner in rolling out a series of co-pilot programs. We have developed relevant talent programs to really enhance and really help our people develop AI skills and really implement that in their day-to-day work, but also in terms of, as I mentioned earlier, how do we transform and leverage AI to better serve our customers. So AI is really at the heart of our transformation, as well as we think about the journey to become SCBX and where we're headed into the future.
One thing strategy actually from SCBX is to expand in ASEAN too, kind of like cooperation with other companies in different countries. So what's this initiative? Why wouldn't you maybe deepen your strategy or deepen your foundation in Thailand, but right now you choose to expand with other companies, corporations?
Yeah, well, it's a great question because our long history as as Thailand's first and oldest financial institution, naturally meant that in the past, prior to the establishment of SCBX, of course, our focus had always been much more inward, right, into Thailand and how we really continue to sustain, grow our business in Thailand itself. But if we look across ASEAN and globally, we are also very cognizant of the limited economic growth or the macro view of playing just within Thailand. For us to really tackle and capitalize on the new S-curves, which we've identified as the 3 pillars, we really have to go beyond Thailand. It's not just going beyond banking, it's also going beyond Thailand. It does not mean that Thailand is not going to continue to be a strategic focus, but it does mean that we have to really identify new growth areas outside of Thailand, and in particular in the ASEAN markets such as Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam. Yeah.
One question pop up in my head, and
Sure.
actually,
Yeah.
because actually in other banks, big
Yeah.
banks in Thailand, they also have this same strategy
Of
too.
course, yes.
They also have the fintech strategy or the new company to help them for the fintech strategy.
Right.
What is the secret sauce for SCB or SCBX to stay on the top tier?
I'm not sure if the secret sauce is the right term.
Yeah.
I think we
Your leadership.
well, probably not my personal leadership,
Yeah,
but I think
the company's
the
strategy.
group's
Yeah.
leadership and our strategic roadmap, I would say, is that we really believe in the notion of thesis building. We believe in really thinking about, when we think about which markets do we want to go to, which sectors, and of course, the natural point of entry would still be within fintech or financial services. We've made an announcement a year ago on our potential investment into Vietnam. We are actively looking at a number of potential strategic investments in the Philippines and Indonesia, and all still within the financial related sector. I'm sure other Thai corporate banks have similar kind of international expansion purview. I think for us, the way we look at this is because we are the only Thai bank that has made the bold move to restructure ourselves and create this group holding structure. Part of that notion is also we do believe in unlocking the value of group synergies. We really do believe in the power of consortium building, strategic partnerships building, and therefore I think that really kind of plays to our ethos of how do we bring the best capabilities, the best expertise, not just from ourselves, but from what's within our portfolio and from our network of our strategic partners to then really go into the respective target markets, the respective sectors, and then formulate the right thesis. And I think it's a lot of thoughtfulness in terms of how we think about not just the entry point of how we make investments, but how do we then can this be a business that we can really own, operate, and really drive towards next level and really create real value for the investments that we want to make into? And does that value then come back to our shareholders at the group level?
Continuous cooperation with bold vision
That's right.
are the keys there for
stakeholders,
your
yeah.
strategy with
Yeah.
stakeholders. Another part, I think, of course, is under your supervision is the virtual banking there, right? Am I correct?
Right.
So I think this is the hard issue right now in Thailand because every corporate bank, including SCB, right now they want to, of course, to expand the management and expansion in virtual banking.
Right.
What do you think? Will there be a very booming market next year if, of course, the license was issued by the Bank of Thailand? Right now, we're still waiting for that. So what do you think? What do you expect if the virtual banking really operates?
Right. So I could, share, the why. I guess, SCBX, made a strategic decision to participate in the competitive virtual banking license process in Thailand. And as we've announced publicly earlier that we are the only consortium in Thailand amongst our competition who've also applied for the license that really bring two of the most successful virtual banking operators in China, and that's WeBank as well as Kakao Bank out of South Korea. And these two partners that are part of our consortiums, have successfully built, launched, operated their own virtual banks in their respective markets, which historically were also very competitive by incumbent traditional banks. So, we are very grateful, for the two partners that have chosen to join our consortium. And I think, we believe that one of the key success factor, if we were lucky enough to be awarded the license, is really certainly going back to the technology point, is how do we really embody and bring a lot of the AI technology, the data-driven methodologies and approaches with prudent risk management into how we really built our virtual bank to better serve Thailand, to really solve the Thailand financial inclusion problems. And I think we are very excited. This is a strategic priority for the group. We do believe that Thailand and its population are very ready and very in need of a more innovative way to bank, particularly for retail banking, that is digital first, that is seamless, that is convenient, that also solves and also help to really enhance and improve financial literature, and particularly for the more financial inclusion sectors.
Key question here.
Yeah.
When we'll see that happening? Do you expect any timing?
It would be in line with the Bank of Thailand's process, and the process is underway. So we are working in compliance with the Bank of Thailand's approaches and following through the steps as we speak.
Okay, very quickly. So we talk about all your, of course, the strategy here from SCBX. Yeah. How about the Thai economy? Because actually you oversees the management not just in Thailand, in ASEAN, right, globally too. Right. So we are seeing some challenges in Thai economy right now. Right. Malaysia is growing. Right. Vietnam right now is kind of very fast catching up right now. So what's your suggestion to the government implementing the right policy or the policy that really can drive Thailand's economy? That's the key here.
I may not be able to speak with regards to the public sector side, but I think our view, we also have a unit in our group called the EIC, which is basically an economic intelligence unit that tracks and monitors economic indicators and analysis in Thailand, regionally and globally, and we look at the data quite extensively, and it's not a surprise to us or to the public, for that matter, that Thailand has a structural debt problem, whereby we have been monitoring the increases in the rising household debt issue, and that translates to debt issues in other asset classes as well. And that's something that we've been actively monitoring as the fact that we are a financial institution at heart. We also realize as part of that, going back to our strategy, is also why we need to look beyond Thailand to really supplement some of the growth curves, which we see Thailand potentially maybe falling behind the peers from a macroeconomic indicators. But having said that, I think we always believe that there's always always two sides to the coin. On one end, the economic outlook may not look as exciting if you compare to faster growing peers such as Indonesia, for example. We do believe that fundamentally Thailand has a lot of core competitive advantages and endowments that are very ready to be better capitalized on. And I think we are hopeful that the current way forward is that both the private sector and the public sector can really collaborate, together to really elevate Thailand's position across different sectors that we should be, kind of really taking leaderships on.
Yeah. As what you said, actually the debt issue, because I'm a business anchor and correspondent, we're really covering this issue for many years, at least 2 years, that government actually they have to implement the right policy to solve the debt issues. And from, of course, what you said, the private sector and public sector can really cooperate together to drive the economy further. So today, thank you for your time. Khun Dalad Tantiprasongchai, the Chief Operating Officer and Chief International Business Officer of SCBX Public Company Limited. Thank you. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
Thank you.
More news to come.